Our ancestors, in their eagerness to discover and go far, have invented means of transport that have allowed them to travel with one objective: to save time and effort. And the hunter man realized that it was more practical to drag a prey than to carry it on his back. In addition to traveling on foot, in ancient times, they took advantage of the transportation systems that nature offered, such as traveling on top of a log or in its rafts to move along a river. The first boats were the canoes. To make them, the inside of large logs was burned, and the burnt wood was extracted. Between 4000 and 3000 BC, man learned to use animals for transport. A lot of evidence supports that horses were the first to be domesticated. It wasn't until 3500 BC that the wheel was invented. In its beginnings, formed by different pieces of wood joined forming a circle. Later, towards 2000 BC, the wheels evolved and were already made with spokes. The day two wheels joined a platform with an intermediate axle, the first vehicle in history was born. Later, man domesticated the ox and other animals to throw in their place. To facilitate the circulation of these vehicles, began to build roads. By land, the wealthy Romans traveled on horseback, and for long journeys, they used covered wagons that circulated along the extensive network of roads that they built throughout the empire. It was not until 1100 AD that the horse-drawn carriage was invented, which represented an important step for the transport of goods and people. From the 17th century onwards, carriages became very diversified, speeding up communications and commercial relations, as well as the colonization of new territories. Surprise the luxurious carriages that have belonged to the Spanish monarchy, and that we can see in this collection of postcards. With the Industrial Revolution came new forms of energy, allowing the development of new vehicles. We're talking about the steam engine. Although James Watt is considered to be responsible for this invention, many contributed to its evolution. The steam engine transforms the thermal energy of combustion into mechanical energy, i.e. movement. This fire, ignited with a fuel, heats the water and forms steam, which passes to a piston which, thanks to this thrust, greater than the atmospheric pressure, is able to rise. Through a crank mechanism, the circular movement of this piston becomes a rotation movement that's used to move gears and wheels. This principle was also applied by Nicolas Joseph Cugnot to the first self-propelled vehicle in 1769. The Frenchman was the first to transform the forward-backward movement of a steam piston into a rotary movement, creating a primitive steam car. But steam was also used to move boats. As early as 1807, Robert Fulton built a wheeled steamboat called Clermont, widely used for transporting people and cargo thanks to its speed. He successfully navigated the Hudson River, the 230 kilometers separating New York from Albany, at 5 miles per hour. In the Hispanic Digital Library, we can find a multitude of drawings and graphics of small boats as well as posters, promoting the steam companies of the time. The steam engine continued to evolve and enabled the creation and expansion of the railroad, revolutionizing transportation. It was in 1804 when Richard Trevithick applied it to locomotives that produced steam from water heated with coal. It was not until 1825 that George Stephenson built the world's first public railway line for passenger transport using steam locomotives. Stephenson's locomotive dragged 5 times its weight at 20 miles an hour. The world's first railway line was inaugurated on the 15th of April, 1830 in England, linking the cities of Liverpool and Manchester with 8 locomotives. This is collected in a collection of stickers dedicated to the inventors that we find in the collection of the Hispanic Digital Library. From this moment on, the railroad spread rapidly all over the world, and that is that traveling by train was a fast, comfortable, and cheap method of both goods and people. Another great invention, fruit of the wheel, was the walking machine, precursor of the bicycle and the motorcycle, a kind of 2-wheeled cart that was pushed alternately with the feet. It was in the mid-19th century when they began to build the first bicycles. Built in wood, it had a swivel wheel in the front connected to the pedals and a larger wheel in the rear. As we've seen, the wheel allowed the evolution of means of transport and the arrival of man to distant places in less and less time. The steam engine was the starting point of industrialization, transforming the organization of work in factories, migrating the population from the countryside to the city, and creating mass production and the birth of large companies.